Channel of Champions. Sponsored by Total Quartz Lubricants.
The Telefonica Dakar 2005 is underway. It's Barcelona which is the starting point for this year's event as we get underway for the very first motorsport event of 2005. Barcelona, capital of Catalonia in the northeast of Spain, a city full of culture and energy. It hosts the start of the Dakar 2005. The Olympics were here in 1992, but this is a city completely obsessed with sport. Just look at its football club as a prime example. It is the perfect place for the Dakar to start from. Whether or not it's the cathedral, or if you're walking up and down the Ramblas, or you're experiencing its nightlife. Where do we go from here? Let's look. Stage one of this year's event taking place today. A long road section tomorrow. 950 kilometers takes us down to Granada. Short stage on the 2nd of January before a daytime crossing over into Morocco. Once we're into Morocco, we're going to be climbing over the top of the Atlas Mountains. From the capital city of Rabat, we then move on to Agadir as we go further and further south, then across the border into Samara, and that is where the sands and the dunes await. It'll get hotter and more barren once we get into Mauritania, where there's going to be 6 stages plus a rest day at Attar. A looping stage the day after the rest day. We go back to Tajika, to Kippa, and then as we go into Mali, it gets a little more verdant. A return to Bamako, a venue we visited 12 months ago. Then we go back up to the north as the roads get a little bit more narrow and the water gets more and more abundant until, of course, we're into Senegal and we reach Dakar itself. 16 stages, 5,565 miles. Patrick Zanaroli, the race director, says we consider that the first part of the rally until the rest day at Attar will be relatively easy. Then it'll get harder and harder every day, especially the first mountain stage to Tajik. The rest day will be a relief. We then have a trilogy of 3 very difficult stages all the way until Bamako. The competitors here in Barcelona went through scrutineering at one of the Olympic stadiums near Montjuic. Took over 3 days to get everyone through. New Dakar boss, Etienne Levine, explains. He says this year we have a record number of competitors. 232 bikes, 166 cars, 70 trucks, 230 service vehicles. Make it a record. It's brilliant. We're very happy because we are now with the sunshine here in Barcelona and we've got no problems at all. Right then, onto the bikes. The KTM Gauloise squad. Cyril Desprez, podium man last year. Alfie Cox, former podium man on the Dakar. And Fabrizio Mioni, two-time winner. He said he was going to retire 12 months ago, but it was too tempting. Cyril Desprez saying, I don't want to have too much pressure. What I like is just riding out there in the desert. I just love competing. The Dakar is really the best chance for all of these things. I'm really looking forward to the start here. I want to have fun. And because of that, I've forgotten a bit of the pressure and everything else surrounding me. But for sure, I want to do well. All of the KTM riders carry a memory of three-time Dakar winner Richard Sainct, who lost his life in early October.
Looking for us, and the biggest problem is if we make a mistake, he's going to be laughing at us. And
Sainct will certainly be watching. KTM Repsol squad made up of Isidre Estreve, Mark Coma, who was a very, very strong chance of another podium slot, or maybe even more, together with Giovanni Sala in the orange corner. Nani Roma, winner last year. He's moved over to four wheels, but he's been back and to wish Estreve good luck. He says, I really hope that we'll have a good result, thanks to all the work we did over the year, all the training and the management from Jordi Arcarons. I really think that we can be right up front, do a good race, and hopefully win the Dakar. KTM Red Bull USA, made up of Scott Harden, Kellen Walsh and Chris Blaise. Two of them are rookies, but Scott Harden's done it before. The 21 and 22-year-old rookies with Walsh and Blaise are going to be very, very quick. They're very quick on the Baja 1000 in California. Watch out here in Dakar. The Yamaha two-wheel drive single entry with once more David Frétigné out of Yamaha Motor France. He won numerous stages 12 months ago. That is a 450 and it's quick. Frétigné saying, after my good results last year, I know that a lot of people will look to my performances this year. I want to prove to everyone that I'm a really good rally raid rider. If I can win stages this year, I'll do it, but I don't want to go too quickly and make mistakes. I'm still in a learning phase. Jacek Czakor and Marek Dabrowski representing Poland. He went well last year, regularly inside the top 10, whilst world champion rally raid rider from 2004, Pal Anders Ulavaseta, is all in green. He'll be top 5, no trouble at all. The quads, of course, return. Moving from two wheels to four wheels, Mitsubishi have a massive 5-car entry team. Nani Roma, Matsuoka, Andrea Meyer, Luc Alphon, and of course, last year's victor from France, Stefan Pederhansel. He won it 6 times on a bike, and now he's won it once in a car. How's he going? He says, I'm looking forward to the start of this Dakar, but on the other hand, I feel very confident and likewise quite calm. Remember last year we had a lot of pressure before the actual finish, and this year maybe we've got a little bit less pressure because we know that we can do it. Nani Roma, winner of the bikes last year here in Spain, has brought massive backing from Repsol. He says, after so many years with bikes, I finally achieved my goal last year and I asked myself, what can I do now? I talked about it with KTM, and when I had the opportunity to become a factory driver on 4 wheels, I decided to move over. I have a very, very good car with the Mitsubishi underneath me. Volkswagen have 4 cars up from 2 last year. Bruno Sabi, Jutta Kleinschmidt, Juha Kankkunen, and American Robbie Gordon all drive the now 2.5-litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel Touareg. It's had 50,000 kilometres worth of testing since last year's event, and they're looking strong. Jutta Kleinschmidt saying it's going to be a difficult rally as there's a lot of sand and soft terrain. I hope the car will go well because we've got a lot of opponents, but we're well prepared. I rather reckon that the most difficult part of the rally is going to be through Mauritania. Nissan have 3 works cars with their pickup. A new 4-litre V6 together with a new transmission stand the team in a very strong position indeed. 4-time winner Vatanen, 32-year-old Camille de Villiers will be a very good bet, whilst Colin McRae, well, he's no longer a rookie anymore.
You know, last year the car was performing very well, and we were very fast in some stages, but we didn't have the consistency with the reliability, and hopefully, you know, we've done a lot of work during the year. Never enough for this type of event, but we're hoping that we've found enough of a balance to be there on the podium at the end.
Jean-Louis Schlesser still got his Ford engine. The 2-time winner has got, again, 2 buggies entered, but this time with a new V8 engine. Still, of course, with 2-wheel drive configuration. Schless saying the car looks shorter, and it is shorter in the front area. We took this decision in order to be better through the dunes, in order to compensate the fact that we're nearly 200 kilograms heavier than last year. Sven Quant's BMW X5s return, still with their straight 6 diesel engines. Wacky races continue too, with the Citroën de Chevaux. 1 engine in the front, 1 engine in the back. Dakar spirit to the fore. The trucks, former winner Vladimir Chigin is once more with his Kamaz, whilst the De Roys have 3 DAF trucks entered. Three-time winner Richard Sainct lost his life on a round of the FIA World Cup this year in Egypt. It was a massive loss to the sport of rally raiding, and in respect of this, there will not be a motorcycle with the #1 plate this year on the Dakar. Richard Sainct. Richard Sainct appeared for the very first time on the Dakar in 1995. A Honda 2-stroke was the motorcycle underneath him then. Then the year after, he finished in 5th overall, this time on a KTM. He really had arrived. In 1997 and 1998, he unfortunately retired. But then in 1999, with BMW, he wins the Dakar for the very first time. The number 12 machine was the machine to have, and the ultra-cool Richard Sainct, the absolute best rider on the day. The Munich manufacturer happy. He said it's a dream coming true, but unfortunately I still can't realize it's true. Those were days back in 1999. Then in 2000, with the number 1 plate, again with BMW, he won for the 2nd year in a row when the rally went from Dakar to Cairo. Switching back to KTM in 2001, he retired just before the rest day in Attar, the engine blown. In 2002, again with KTM, he's 3rd. Fabrizio Mioni was the victor, Alfie Cox was 2nd, Richard Sainct 3rd. Then in 2003, en route to Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, and Richard Sainct flew over the flatlands, flew over the dunes to clinch his 3rd Dakar Rally victory. Even if it's my 3rd victory, I still feel the same emotion and happiness as the first time. Last year, he finished 2nd behind Nani Roma. Unfortunately, Richard Sainct no longer with us. Your memory is with us. The Telefonica Dakar 2005. It's underway. The first few kilometres. A small stage along the seafront, not far out of town of Barcelona. A road section of 27 kilometres. A short special stage of 6. And then a few more kilometres back into town. First thing though this morning, a drivers and riders briefing, but a minute's silence for all in the Asian region after the tsunami. A few hours later, helmets on, gloves on, lucky mascots and brand new motorcycles, cars were on the seafront. The start of 5,565 miles, leaks and all. Sidecar number 250 from Switzerland, an Aprilia-based machine. Some people, though, didn't have far to go. Watch this. Not even out of first gear, and your first crash on the seafront. However, you better watch out for number 12. That's David Fretinier on the Yamaha Motor France entered 450 two-wheel drive machine. Does he chuck this thing about? He really is so quick across these relatively short stages, particularly when the ground is soft and boggy. His 2nd Dakar for himself and the machine, and another stage victory, this time by 8 seconds. 2nd on today's short 6-kilometre stage, Cyril Dupre, not with a 450 Yamaha, but with, of course, a 660 single-cylinder KTM. The Frenchman 3rd. Eric Verhoef out of Holland, once more carrying his familiar number 29 number. The amiable Dutchman getting a brilliant result. 3rd position on the stage today. Good start. Good day for the Dutch, because right behind Verhoef was number 153, Arjan Brewer. A lowly start number, but he's right up there. What another result here. Kellen Walsh, the rookie American with KTM Red Bull machine number 21. He finished in 5th. The sidecar of Sandro Lanaro got to the finish in 88th position. Others, well, they struggled. Two-time victor of the Dakar, tall, lanky and strong, Fabrizio Mioni on KTM number 4. He finished in 7th position, while Palander Zulavaseta 9th. The reigning Rally Raid world champion. Good solid start. Isidre Esteve Puyol in the local colours in front of the local crowd. He was 11th, some 42 seconds back of Fretigny. Dupre and Cox left the start, but Cox had a crash and in fact lost relatively masses of time. He finished 49th on the stage, plus 1 minute 39 seconds back in a stage 1 in 4 minutes 11 seconds by Fretigny. Mr. Unlucky, Giovanni Sala broke his clutch, and even he struggled to push his KTM over the damp sand. Mark Comer and Isidre Esteve came to the rescue. They dragged him over the finish line. Not sure if that's quite allowed, but he finished in 183rd place. So a quick recap of the two-wheeled results today. David Fretigny scorching through the stage ahead of Dupre, Verhoff and Brewer for Holland, Walsh in 5th for the States. Winner Fretigny here saying, I was very surprised by the stage. The sand was very, very soft, with a lot of jumps in it. The front of the bike was deep into the sand. This took a lot of the power away. Of course, it's only a 450. It's difficult to control. But I tried to race well. At the end, I overtook some other bikes and had to be careful because some people felt in front of me and were on the ground. It was difficult to avoid them. I had to concentrate hard. Cyril Dupre saying, I just needed that, a few minutes competitively on the bike to just get it over with. I've not been on the bike for a month. I don't really like that sort of stage that we've just done, but we don't really have much choice. Second in the stage, it's not bad. Eric Verhoff saying, good test, more difficult than I expected because there were a few jumps, because of the speed of the bike that was in the sand. Four wheels now. Rookie Robbie Gordon. He's won the Daytona 24-hour car race 4 times. He's done NASCAR. He's done Champ Car. He's done Baja 1000. He's a rookie in the Dakar. And you know what? He's gone and won the stage today. Robbie Gordon, a rookie in the Dakar, victorious first time out on the very first mile that he's ever done on the Dakar. And he's the very first American victor after 27 years for America. Hiroshi Mashioka was second on the stage today. He had his helmet stolen out of his car in Parc Ferme last night. Can you believe it? Camille de Villiers was third on the stage, plus 3.5 seconds back of Robbie Gordon. Bruno Sabi in the Volkswagen number 307, fourth today, 5.6 seconds back of teammate Gordon. French downhill ski hero Luc Alphon, 5th today through probably the hardest sand that they will ever see on this year's Dakar. And we're only in Spain still. Luther Kleinschmidt was 6th to make it 3 Volkswagen Touaregs inside the top 6. Ari Vatanen, 4-time victor of the Dakar, was 7th today. Nice easy start. Colin McRae was 8th today. Stefan Pederhansel was 9th. Servia, teammate with Schlesser, was 10th in the two-wheel drive buggy. Many people had to really dig deep, including Nani Roma, who finished 23rd after this moment. Other people in real trouble already. Not even 4 miles completed, and they're 12 months of preparation was literally going up in smoke. Philippe Gash, a beached whale almost on the seafront here in Barcelona. Whilst the De Chevaux, well, it had to get to the finish, and it did.
C'est pas possible qu'elle se soit arrêtée comme ça.
Simon Jean-Joseph, former Subaru WRC driver, in his Dakar and having problems. And Philippe Gash saying that the engine has stopped. I just don't know why. So, co-driver and everybody on the phone. It's interesting that this happened because there was a problem with the car before they entered the stage, but in the end they discuss it and they decide to remove one of the electronic boxes, bypassed a safety system, and off they go. Car results on stage one of the Dakar 2005. Robbie Gordon victorious for the very first time for the US of A, ahead of Mashioka, De Villiers, Sabi and Luc Alfond.
Fast time? Yeah. Oh, wonderful. It was a little different not knowing how sharp the bumps were because we would like to fly, but it was a good stage for us. The car was running perfect. You know, the Red Bull Volkswagen is a beautiful car, and I think that we will hopefully be able to keep going fast like that through the whole rally without having problems.
How did you feel?
I felt good. It's the first time I raced a rally ever, but this reminds me back a long time ago, the little stadium races.
No problem. So, okay, the perfect. So some jump is very big, but so very careful to drive in at the fast special stage and very deep in the track.
The next stage of the Dakar is New Year's Day, a massive road section of 920 kilometers from Barcelona down to Granada. No stage, just a road section, and everybody on two wheels has to ride all of the way. Nobody is allowed to put a bike in the back of a truck or anything. It's a long day tomorrow, the longest of the Dakar 2005.